England win their first game of Euro 2024, but boy, was it grim. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we are looking through and recapping and reacting to England's opening game of Euro 2024, where we beat Serbia by 1-0, courtesy of a Jude Bellingham goal in the 13th minute. And I tell you what, this is as much of a win is a win kind of game. That's my sort of initial reaction. A win's a win. 3 points on the board, and you're already really one step or 1 foot in the knockouts with a win. And I think given England's preparation, some of the form going into the tournament, the lack of clean sheets, you could say a 1-0 win, you could say a clean sheet is a pretty good result and a positive. However, there were also quite a lot of things that I think we saw in the build-up to the Euros within this England performance, because I thought we actually started really, really well. I thought we'd come out the blocks really quick, we were sharp, we were moving the ball around, exactly what you want England to do when we've got the attacking talent we have, and you're playing a team who, as we thought and predicted, many teams will, at least in the group stages, are going to sit back in a low block, move the ball quickly. We kept moving them around, spreading the play, and I thought we were very, very good to start with, and we got the goal early, which I think would have settled nerves, and you would have thought put us in a rather comfortable position. Jude Bellingham, the superstar who was excellent in this game. He can do absolutely everything. He is a generational talent, he really is, and he arrived late in the box, as you'd expect, with such a great header. It's one of them really, really satisfying headers. He sort of wipes the defender out at the same time. It was a bullet right into the top corner after some great work from Bukayo Saka down the right hand side, and I was thinking this is perfect. You know, we could 2-3 4-0 this, and England have turned up. All the, not pessimism heading into the tournament, but you know, the slight, I guess, down mood that we weren't going in on fire was going to be completely extinguished, to maybe pardon the pun there, that we were just going to absolutely take the tournament by storm, as Germany have, and Spain, you could say, put quite a few past the side and convincingly beat them. But that's not what happened, because Serbia started to get into the game a bit towards the end of the first half, and I think in the final 10 minutes we were sort of wanting half-time a little bit, wanting to get to the break, and you think, okay, Serbia have had a spell. You expect them to, you know, when they go behind, they're going to come out, they're going to try and get back in the game. Second half, stamp down our authority on the game, get that second goal early, job's done, because a second goal would have been job done. But the second half was pretty poor. I thought we were not bad, but we had no control over the game at all in that second half. You'd think, well, Serbia are going to come back into it, of course they are, but I thought that given the game would open up second half, with Serbia pushing forward, we would exploit the gaps and the spaces in behind and get that second goal, but we just didn't. We looked so flat and lethargic and tired, this was what was very, very similar to what we saw in the build-up to the Euros. We just seemed very, very ponderous and lethargic, and touches were poor. We were hitting balls really long. I remember looking at the game in like the 67th minute, and we seemed to be just booting it long, getting rid of it, like we were, back against the wall in the 88th minute sort of thing. And I didn't quite understand it. I thought, let's just get control of the game, keep possession for a couple of minutes, just get into our groove a little bit and gain some control, and then try and maybe forge out a chance or two. And we did have one chance, which was a huge opportunity, which of course was a unreal save by the Serbia goalkeeper. And this was fantastic from Jared Bowen, who come on and gave us a desperate need of energy. Fantastic play from him. Kane, who was pretty anonymous for the most part. Fantastic header. Keeper with an unbelievable save, tipped it on the bar. That would have been game, set and match, and you could have said, right, we've done it now. But when you allow the game to be 1-0 against a better side, they probably would have gotten back into it. You know, Pickford was called upon a few times. I wouldn't say Serbia ever carved open a really, really clear-cut chance, but a better team might have. So, yeah, I think given this was a group game against an inferior side, we were able to just get through this one without being our best. But still, this was far from a vintage, you know, barnstorming performance from England. And that's what you sort of want to see. You know, a lot of the big nations have rocked up. Germany, Spain looked very, very good straight out the blocks. Italy obviously got a win. They weren't great. But England, I guess job's done. Is this going to strike fear into the heart of the other big nations? No, not at all. But am I bothered? Should I be bothered? Not really. I don't think we're at the position or in the place yet where we should be thinking, oh my God, play like this and we're not going to get very far. You know, this is the group stages. It's the first game, and our overall record in opening games of the Euros is often pretty bad. So we've won. Job's done. 3 points on the board. Plenty of teams and winners. Italy last Euros, Portugal the Euros before, they didn't even win a group game. A lot of the most recent winners have grown into the tournament, and you don't want to peak too early at the same time. So we'll just take this as it is, but there are a few concerns by how tired we seemed and how lacked any control of the game in that second half. It was a little bit open and chaotic at times, and yeah, that's not what you want. You want to keep the ball out, you want to control the ball even out of possession, and a better team may have punished us. But looking at the stats, as you can see, that start to the game was outstanding from England. You know, we absolutely bossed it and got the goal when we did. After that, it was a little bit up and down, and then second half, Serbia really had the better of it. And luckily for us, as you can see from the XG, they didn't really make the most of it, and well, neither did we. I'm surprised our XG is that low when Kane's chance seemed as clear-cut as it was at the time. But regardless, 5 shots, they had 1 more, they had 6, we had more on target, we had more big chances, and they actually weren't far off of our passing, which is not a stat I would have thought would be the case, especially after that first 20 minutes, to see that Serbia were not too far behind with the passes completed and pass accuracy is not a stat I was expecting to see, I'll be honest. But as for the players, as for the team, I thought there were definitely some standout performances in there. I will give credit to the defence actually, because that's often, I think, rightly picked out as the weakness of this England side, and I think they had a very good first half. I was quite impressed with Gehi in the first half, to be honest. I thought he looked very calm, very reassured, didn't panic at times. He always picked out the right pass when he had possession. A very strong debut for him, I think, overall. And the rest of the back four and Pickford, I thought, were relatively solid. Declan Rice was outstanding, though. I think the amount of times he was in the right place at the right time to nick the ball, you know, slide in and just take possession before a Serbia player might have had it in a dangerous position. His positioning and his anticipation and timing of where the ball would be, protecting the back four, was fantastic. So I thought Declan Rice was definitely one of our better players. I think Saka, especially in the first half, posed a real threat. And Jude Bellingham goes without saying. He is incredible. He was putting in tackles defensively, retained possession really well, scored a great goal. He was just all-round fantastic. A couple of players who I was a bit disappointed in. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold in the midfield is an interesting one. I think there's pros and cons, and I think it very much depends on the opposition and the game state. And I think after we scored and we come under a bit of pressure, you could see why we maybe didn't look as solid and didn't have the legs in midfield when we needed them. Hence why he brought in Gallagher, which was the right choice for me, but you can definitely see the cons to having Trent in there, I guess, when you're under the cosh. I think often, like a lot of times in an England shirt, Phil Foden was very ineffective, and it's always been a bit of a mystery as to why he can't quite replicate his form in an England shirt as he does for Manchester City. When he's playing on the left, he's playing with a striker who often comes to the ball and doesn't have many touches. I just don't know, I feel like he should slot into this England side a lot more than he does, but yeah, there wasn't much coming from the left-hand side, and you know, obviously, I was surprised he stayed on. Saka was the one who was took off for Bowen. But yeah, once again, not as effective in an England shirt as you'd like with Foden. And Kane's an interesting one. You know, I'm not a big advocate for, you know, however many touches a striker should have, or, you know, criticising Kane for not being in the game as much first half because he did a lot of really good centre-forward play that I think won't be picked up on. You know, he won a lot of fouls, he held the ball up for us, won us a lot of free kicks, and just helped us relieve the pressure when we were under it at times, and could have been on the score sheet, you know, with that fantastic save. And if he'd have scored that, different outlook on Harry Kane's performance. But yeah, he's not as involved, or wasn't as involved as you'd like, but still was in the right place at the right time and nearly got himself on the score sheet. So yeah, I'm not going to be too critical of Harry Kane. I thought both subs did well. Gallagher, again, helped manage the game when he come on. Bowen obviously had a really good instant impact and almost got an assist. So yeah, to summarise, it's job done for England, and I'm not going to get too high or too low with this one. I think there definitely needs to be improvements, and we're probably better having this conversation after the final group game if we've still scraped past Denmark and Slovenia and you're looking at the last 16 and thinking, oh my god, we don't look particularly great here. But it's the first game. Win is a win. Job done. I think a draw in the other games is a pretty good result for us as well. And I wouldn't say Denmark or Slovenia looked all that great. So the aim and the hope is that we just grow into this tournament, and fingers crossed we can get a good win against Denmark. A lot of players can be rested, and we can play a second string side in the last group game and be fresh heading in to the last 16. But, you know, 6 points is all you need in the group to get through and usually finish top. So you could say we're halfway there to getting through, and that's all you'll ask. So yeah, not vintage, not perfect, but England win their opening game of the Euros, which hasn't always been the case, and hopefully we can only build on that heading through the rest of the group games. So, let me know your thoughts, guys, on the England game in the comments section below. Is it a performance that concerns you? Are you very much just happy that we've got the opening game done with a win? And let's not forget a clean sheet, which was not a regular thing in the build-up to this tournament. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do give this video a like. I will be doing reactions to every England game throughout the Euros, as well as mini little Euros roundups as the tournament progresses. And do subscribe if you like the content you see and you want to see more football and gaming content like this. Do subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video. But until next time, guys, a big thank you for watching. Do take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.